Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Side Project Podcast. Elbows, baby,
today.
you know, germs, man.
Allergies and germs floating around.
Yeah, cleanliness,
at this
man.
time of the day, this time of the year.
Yeah, so I just want to apologize in advance to everybody. My nose is like real messed up, man. I'm getting a little allergy attack. I don't know what's going on with me.
Dying.
Something in the air, man. It might be stuff they're spraying. I don't know.
It's called STDs.
Dog, why you gotta go there, man? You do. Oh.
No, we keep it going, man.
All right, guys. You guys might see me, trying to blow my nose and stuff like that. I apologize for that. It's just real talk. My eyes just get real bad. It hasn't hit me like this in a long time.
No, I got allergies too. I get allergies all the time. Like this, I've actually had allergies. Maybe it is the stuff in the air, the season, and whatnot too.
Like all jokes aside, right? Like
no, for real. I've had allergies like crazy.
Yeah.
This last couple weeks, so I feel you. But we didn't want to just not do an episode just because he got allergies.
Exactly.
So, like he said, excuse the sniffles and the whatnot.
Excuse the sniffles and the whatnot. I swear it's not due to any activities that I'm not supposed to be doing.
I wasn't trying to sugarcoat it. I just come right in.
All right, man.
In. Like
I warm her up first, but I mean that's a different story.
Hey, yeah, never just never
just do one of those.
Never that.
Well, I mean, you kind of just did, man.
How's your week been, man?
Yeah, it went pretty good, man. Had a heavy work week, as always, man. But it's just kind of the season for us. It's kind of gearing up towards that. It's not going to slow down until I want to say around February, maybe.
That's how it goes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not going to tell you guys where. I mean, those who know where I'm at, you know.
Of the year. I don't know the lyrics. What are the lyrics of that song?
I don't know.
It's the most
wonderful time of the year.
That's all we can say because then we're going to get the red strike.
So, just real quick, guys, we just wanted to talk about some stuff. It's going to be a little different episode.
Yeah, we're going to do something a little different, man. I didn't get to say my week, but it's cool. Apparently nobody cares.
Yeah, it happens. That's life. You don't always get
No, I do want to say one thing, man. I have been playing I got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
And that shit is amazing. That game's pretty amazing. The one thing I don't like though, the map layout, the like level design to get to and from.
You think it could have been a lot better?
Yeah, like it's difficult sometimes to get back to the ship because for anybody that doesn't play it or does play it, like the ship will be when you land on a planet, the ship is like over here, and you got to go through this whole thing. It could be up, it could be down, it could be over here. You got to do all these puzzles and all kinds of stuff, and then the ship remains over here. There's no, at least from what I've seen so far, there's no fast travel. You can't just like get back to the ship real quick. You got to come back on foot. And sometimes it gets difficult trying to figure out how do I get back, and you're just going in circles.
Clearly, I don't play the game, so I'm not aware of that.
Yeah.
But, I've played games like that. It's horrible, man. I got heavy into Halo again, man.
Yeah.
I know I keep
bringing it Halo
up.
a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, I got my live bag. Lord Juicebox 949. Yeah. I know I've discussed this before, but I'm being real serious right now. As you can tell by the nose dripping and my eyes watering up. It's not because I'm excited to beat some of y'all. But the point is, I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Which, by the way, speaking of Mortal Kombat, did you see
the new drop?
The new Joker?
Yeah, no, it's horrible, man.
I still don't like
horrible.
it, man. It's better than what it was, though. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, pull that up real quick while I wipe my nose real quick.
Hey, MK11, Joker, redesign. If anybody, I think we talked about it before on a podcast. If
he looks like
I put MK1.
Some like weird.
He looked like the porn one. That's what he looked like, and that's what he looks like now.
He still looks crazy.
Oh, man. Where did it go? Don't you hate it when it does this?
Yeah.
Just show me the picture.
Yeah, he looks real creepy, man. He looks real creepy.
That's what he looked like originally. I'll put this up on the screen if I can. And then that's what they changed him to. So obviously a little older, less looking like that porn star.
That's still nuts, dude. They need to change the eye color.
It's better, though. I mean, I get it. It's better. But I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. I didn't want Joker in the game to begin with. So
I think we discussed that in one of our episodes where they were worried about protecting the brand and not having certain characters from, I think, like Street Fighter and stuff like that cross over to certain games. But then you got stuff like that, man, which
that's
honestly...
it's WB. NetherRealm is under WB, so I think it's a WB call.
I feel you, but it's just one of those things that didn't make sense.
I don't dig it. I don't. Just give me more MK characters. That's all I want.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're gonna take this episode in a different direction. It's something that we've wanted to talk about. Something certain people that watch, that we appreciate, kind of gave us some feedback. Wanted us to talk about a serious topic. I think something that we all deal with. We might not always admit it to ourselves. I know it took me a long time to kind of work on it, and I'm still going through it. But
yeah. We're going to talk about some mental health or disorders or, awareness or just mental health issues as a whole. As you can tell, we have put on our serious voices right now.
And I want to be real.
All jokes aside, like we're joking because you gotta have some laughter in these situations as well. But I'm not joking as in, making light of it or making joke of it, or whatever issues that you may have, because this right here, right now, like I'm not some massive celebrity or anything. Yeah. But for those that do have or do follow my personal Instagram or have what do you say? Like what I guess watched me when I was more heavily doing music and things that and was doing the tours. I was always in a sense kind of portraying myself more as a serious person, I guess you could say, in a sense. Obviously, those that know me and that are around me know that I mess around, that I joke, and I have fun. And now that you've seen on the podcast, you've seen me joke around.
You're able to show a different side of yourself.
Yeah, be a little bit more of who I really am in real life. And not to drag this out, but there's a point to this. There's a reason I'm saying all of this. Because of the music that I was doing. And again, I never really I don't want to make this podcast about my music or anything like that, or the background that I came from with it and the things that I did. Yeah. But there's a story.
I think that all plays a role in it though, man.
That's what I'm saying. It does. And what I'm getting to is I portrayed myself as a more serious person, character, whatever you want to say, because of the role that I took. And I don't mean role as in acting. I was never like acting, but I portrayed myself as a more serious person with my music because I wanted to be taken serious with my music. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be looked at as a joke. I guess you could say the more stuff that I post these days is a lot more singing than it ever was before, and when we were doing the tours and doing everything, it was more hip hop based and more rap, which it still is.
You're also in a different place though. Now,
I'm in a different place mentally, 100%, good and bad. And I'm just in a different place on my thought process and what I want out of life in general. And what I'm getting to is because those that know and those that don't know, I've done music for a long time. I've done some great things. I've achieved some amazing things that I never thought that I would. And we're not going to sit here. I'm not going to toot my own horn and talk about them. If you want to check it out, you can figure it out, dive into it. And because it was hip hop, because it's rap, even in the state that hip hop is in now, especially now, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. All right. Because I'm not black. We're going to get into it in this episode. Okay. Because I'm not black, I'm automatically looked at as a lesser, right? Yeah. The color of the skin. And I'm not being racist. We're not doing any racist situation here. I'm telling you my stories and the things that I've gone through.
And stuff that I've witnessed myself.
Yeah, exactly. So it was rough. It was always rough for me to get out there and do hip hop and spit and show that I had rhymes and skills and be taken serious. So therefore, I never showed. More of a serious person, I did. Right? I had to put on a serious persona and attack in my rhymes and attack in my life. I felt like I had to be on the defensive all the time.
Because you always had to justify why you were doing what you were doing.
Yeah, I didn't want to be looked at as, again, I know it's old and it's a long, we're in a whole different era, but it's still true. It still rings true. I didn't want to be looked at as a Vanilla Ice. I didn't want to be looked at as a
my favorite culture vulture, stuff like that.
I didn't want to be this day and age. You can't do anything. Everything's about race, and it's fucking retarded. Yeah. Which a good thing that Joe Rogan said, since it's kind of about race here. I was watching Joe Rogan, and he was saying something about right now in the world we live in, where it's all divided into races so heavily. What people are seemingly doing is dragging one race down in order to make up for the past of another race and to try to even things out. But that's not how you even it out, man.
No, that's
you
not how
don't
you even it
drag.
out.
You're doing the same thing that you were complaining about. Having done to you, whether it be past, present, or future, you're doing the same thing. You're being hypocritical and contradictory towards what you're actually preaching that you want in comparison to the actions that you're taking. You don't level it out that way. We're all humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and which I see that happening not only in music, man, and just
It's heavy in music though. It's predominant.
But you see it happening just everywhere, man. People act a certain way, people do certain things, and they expect or you know what it is, they feel they're entitled to certain way of life, or to be treated a certain way just because of the color of their skin.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, man, because there's a lot of great talented musicians, and I'm not saying it just because I'm with them because we're doing a podcast together and all that. But just on a more serious note, man, I've seen you got bars, man.
Thank you, man.
You got bars, dude, and you got a lot of hot music. There's a lot of demos and stuff, unreleased stuff that may or may not get out, but
we'll see.
And I've seen it, man. I've seen it, and just the way people vibe with you, man.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to make it about my music. The whole point was that this podcast has given me a chance to show I know I'm being serious right now, but there's a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? And right now we want to talk about some more serious shit.
Yeah.
This podcast has given me a chance to shine the other side of me, the goofy side, the funny side. If you think I'm funny, if you don't, then whatever. Comedy is subjective, just like everything else. Just the relaxed, the relaxed side too, the chill side, the everyday side.
You're not so worried about how you're gonna be looked at.
I'm not worried about
it. It's gonna affect you.
And some of that comes with age, though, too. I mean, you know what I mean. You get to a certain age where you're just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I really don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. This is who I am. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? And if you do, then cool, ride with me. You know what I mean? But also. Again, I'm sorry. I know I dragged this on, but what this is all getting to mostly is that something I've never said publicly, just like the other side that I've shown of myself on the podcast, is that I suffer heavily from anxiety, from sleep anxiety, and insomnia. I'm up more than I'm not. I sleep sometimes, and these last 3 months have been an absolute roller coaster for me, with some breakdowns here and there. Mentally, and of course when you don't get sleep, physically, you know what I mean, you're breaking yourself
your
down.
body body, you're gonna go through it, man. And I just kind of want to make one thing very clear, just because people like to nitpick at certain things. We're in no way, shape, or form speaking from a professional standpoint.
Not at all.
We're speaking from
let's put that stamp out there now before someone.
I'm serious, because then they're gonna look at it and be they said this and that.
Not a doctor. I don't have a PhD. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist.
We're speaking from personal experiences, and we're speaking from things that we've gone through, that continue to go through. In our lives,
or people that have been around us, you know what I mean? We're talking about things, but the majority we're talking about is what we actually feel ourselves. So this last year for me has been a very intense roller coaster ride. Some things I'm willing to talk about, other things I'm not, because just for the sense of maybe it involves other people, and
no, I hear you.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. You don't need to put
there.
their situations on blast. Something that this whole world needs to get a grip on. You know what I mean? You don't need to put other people's shit on blast all the time. And then. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's all right.
I hate when that happens, man.
No, that's cool though, man.
You don't need to put other people's shit on blast all the time. And then also, just because of, we've said it in a past episode, you don't need to tell everybody everything. No. You don't need to give social media everything. No. I know we are talking about more mental health issues, and we're having a serious conversation with some more serious topics on this episode. That still doesn't mean that I need to tell everybody every little detail of every little thing. Yeah. But
which nobody ever really does, though, man. Don't let it fool you, man. Don't let social media, because you see somebody up there doing good, and countless artists, countless actors, actresses, people just in general have said it. You guys only see what we want you to see. We're only putting out there what we want you guys to see.
And the majority of the world, regardless of celebrity or not, the celebrity lifestyle, obviously you're going to see, more extravagant shit.
Yeah.
But the everyday person, the everyday person is only, I would say 80 to 90% of people are going to show you, maybe even more than that, are only going to show you the best parts of their lives that they're living at the moment. Yeah. They're not going to show you.
They're not going to show you what they're struggling with.
Yeah, they're not going to show you if they do that they work at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The majority of them. They're not going to show you that their paycheck was, you know, how many fucking $100 short in comparison to somebody else. They're not going to show you that they, you know, if they, I mean, some people show that they live in the hood and they're proud of it. Yeah. But, you know, they're not going to show you if they live in a certain lifestyle, you know, if they're spending money on fancy clothes or fancy this to make it look like they've got something on Instagram. Yeah. But then at home they're getting their ass beat by their parents if they're a younger age. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're getting abused, whether it be physically or verbally or mentally, whatever. You know what I mean? They're not going to show you if there may be a girl out there with her man, and they're showing you the best parts of them at the mall and at Disneyland and at this, but then at home it's a fucking shit show. You know what I mean? At home it's a shit show. The average person isn't going to show you the worst parts of their life, so don't sit online and look at everybody else's. I know it's hard. We all do it. We all do it though. Yeah. We all do it at some point.
The biggest thing is that I've noticed, and I've been a victim of it myself, where I've seen people like, damn, that person's 25, 26, whatever the case is, has a house, has a wife, has the kids, has the whole thing like that, you know?
What the fuck am I doing with my life?
What am I doing? What's wrong with me? You feel me? But I think
everybody works at their own pace, man.
Yeah, and I think people have to get that out of their head, that you don't have to do something within a certain time in your life. As long as you're happy with yourself, man.
Exactly, and it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late to start something different. I mean, like, look at us. Let's keep it real. We jumped into this podcast game late.
Yeah.
We jumped into it late. But you know what? It is what it is. And I know it's entertainment. I know it's a climb. I know in a sense we rely on, you know, the viewers to give us likes,
share,
to comment, to share and subscribe, which, by the way, subscribe to YouTube. You know, we still don't have our custom URL. If we get 100 subscribers, we will have our custom URL, and it will
then we can put that in the link of our bio.
YouTube.com/Side Project Podcast, and on the Instagram it's at Side Project Podcast. But you know, things like that. We just decided something different. You know what I mean? We wanted to do something different for us. It may not be different for someone else or some people that are viewing, but it was different at the time for us. We wanted to jump into it. We wanted to.
Yeah, because you know what I noticed, and I think we were talking about one of our rides back when we were just out and about, how we always are. Yeah. We always talked about, like, damn, man, we're boys. How long we been, you know, just shooting the shit with each other, just kind of talking about stuff that we knew we could put out there, man, and
might be entertaining to somebody, might be funny to somebody.
Yeah, it might not be, or it could be like somebody could look at it and feel okay to talk about what's going on.
Exactly, and that's what this episode is about, man. Anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come, like the first day of school, going to a job interview, giving a speech. May cause people to feel fearful or nervous.
Starting a podcast when you've never been behind a camera, you know, talking on a microphone.
Google says that there's 6 types of anxiety disorders. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. Who knows this? Who knows that?
I'm just general info you can look up yourself, too. Here.
Generalized anxiety disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and then social anxiety.
Yeah, which I think just I don't know why. You know what it is, man. Growing up, man, and kind of to talk about myself, because I like talking about myself sometimes. You know, we gotta laugh a little bit, but all jokes aside and all bullshit, right? I grew up in a household where it was like, man up. What are you crying about?
Oh, me too. Yeah,
man, guys don't do that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to feel that. You're not supposed to cry like that.
Yeah, you're good, man.
And I kind of I have to give it off to my mom, man. I got my emotional side from her, man. She's real impulsive. Like, she likes to just the way she reacts to certain things, that I noticed I picked that up. Yeah. Because, you know, we kind of, what we see is what we get going and what we kind of develop later in life ourselves. And I did that a lot, man, but I was always scared to show or talk about certain feelings and stuff like that. And because I was scared of how a Chaz might look at me, how my boy Roger might look at me, because I was like, man, I'm not like, I'm supposed to, you know, walking around with my chest all out and I can't talk about certain things. But
you have this stigma as a man as well.
Yes.
To not be looked at as weak.
Yeah.
If I have these disorders or these issues or these thoughts, I'm gonna be looked at
there's
as
something
weak.
wrong with you.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. Your boys might, fucking joke around with you. They might bully you in a sense.
Yeah.
They might say this. They might fuck with you, and then it's gonna fuck with your head. But you know what I mean? Or your family might tell you exactly what you just said. Like, man up. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that was it, man. And it happens within a lot of like Latin and excuse me, Latin and Hispanic households. The when we're feeling like I don't want to say depressed, or when you're feeling down about something, your job ain't going your way, things with your girl ain't working out, etc. Like, and if we express that in any kind of way, you're being lazy. Man, get up, get your ass up,
do that. Sometimes
get up, go do
somebody
something.
is legitimately going through something like for instance, me, I suffer like a motherfucker from sleep anxiety. I don't quite know where it came from. I had a little bit of a rough childhood. Some things I don't know if I should put out there, you know what I mean? Just for the sake, because it involves other people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're comfortable with shit being, again, I mean, we don't have like millions of views and followers, but I'm just saying it's out there. And once something's out there on the internet, it's always out there,
Which, shout out to everybody looking at me wiping my nose and stuff.
But I had a little bit of a rough childhood, and maybe that contributed to the way that I am today. But it's like I have, and there's a lot of things that not even my friends, they know to a certain extent what I go through, but nobody really knows what you go through. I mean, unless you kind of verbalize it, but nobody really knows what you go through other than you. I have this weird obsession with time. Like, I mean, it's really weird. I'm a routine kind of person. I guess you could say I'm a little OCD. Like I gotta take my dog on a walk twice a day. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
For me and for her.
Yeah.
I have to. I feel like I have to. I don't have to. See, here's the thing: is you gotta verbalize. It's easier said than done as well. But you gotta verbalize what you want. You know what I mean? Okay. Whatever you believe in, God, the universe, whatever, it doesn't matter. You verbalize what you want, whether you're saying it so the universe or God can give it to you, or you're just saying it so you can continuously hear the same thing and believe it and be a better person and do the thing that you want. But I feel like I gotta eat dinner between like 5 to 7 every day.
You getting old. That's
if I don't, if I don't, all jokes aside, if I don't, it kind of
throws your shit off, right?
It throws me off, dude, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm keeping it real with everybody that's watching right now. Like, you saw me roll my sleeves up. Just thinking about these things and the issues that I have and talking about them,
setting you off a bit.
It's setting me off. I'm dead serious. I'm getting hot. I'm getting a little sweaty. Like, I'm getting
uncomfortable. It has nothing to do with the fact that he has a sweater on.
No, I'm getting uncomfortable. Actually, we should have opened that window. We usually open that window. But you got to talk about these things.
But you know what, though? That's just like I was hitting you up the other day. I was out in Del Amo Mall, and I was fine, man. I parked. Everything was good. I haven't had this happen to me in a while. So I'm chilling, walking through the mall, getting up there, walk up the escalators or whatever, because I'm not one of those to just stand still. I have to take 1 or 2 steps.
I like to walk on the steps. Everywhere I go, I don't take elevators or escalators. I walk on the steps.
I walked up or whatever, right? And just out of nowhere, man, like, I started feeling tight. I started feeling bothered. I kept, like, anything, like, people bumping into me, I was getting upset. Like, my fuse got real short. I had to sit down and breathe, man. And I texted Chaz, and I was like, yo, man, I don't know what's going on, man. I kind of feel like I'm having a little anxiety attack because it's not normal for me to. It's not that it's not normal for me to feel like that. It's just it hasn't happened to me in so long, and it was just so unexpected. It threw me off. I don't know if it was the crowds. I don't know if it was like looking at everybody running around. What happened? But and I don't even know what triggered it, man.
It could have been a little bit of social anxiety, being around that many people at that time, and you just hit you the way it hit you. It hit you. I don't really have social anxiety. If I did, I wouldn't have been able to get up on all the stages that I got up on. I wouldn't be able to do those kind of things that I do. I don't. In a sense, I don't. I mean, everything hits everybody differently. I don't know if I've been able to do a podcast. You know what I mean? If I had some sort of social anxiety, I don't suffer from social anxiety. I definitely just suffer from, I think, 100% sleep anxiety. Like I keep saying, like when I lay down, it'll be, man, you guys, like seriously, I think about sleep all day long. Like,
are you gonna get enough?
yes.
Of it?
Am I gonna get it tonight? Am I gonna fall asleep? And I'm fucking myself up throughout the day. Even when you see me joking on the podcast, doing whatever I do, and going throughout my day, at some point in those times, a thought about sleep has fucking crossed my mind, whether I want it to or not. And it's fucked up. It really is. It fucks me up, dude. And it's fucked relationships up that I've had too. Like, again, I think maybe my obsession with time comes into sleep because I don't get enough sleep. On average, like I said, this last year has been rough for me, man. I lost one of my dogs this year. It sent me into a fucking downward spiral. He was my best friend. He was 9 years old. Feel what you want to feel about dogs, but it's a living being, and I'm a very in touch with animal kind of person. I'm a big dog guy. I'm thankful that I still have my female Mastiff, but he was like a spark. He was, you know what I mean? Your animals are there for you no matter what. All they want is your attention to play, to make you happy,
to be happy,
to be happy with you.
And
that's
they vibe off that with you.
All they want, you know what I mean? So it's like all the shitty people in the world to come home to somebody that just loves you unconditionally,
right?
Naturally, organically, and all they want is to play with you and sit by your side, especially with someone who has such as anxiety or anything, anybody that has any sort of issues. An animal's a great companion. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If you got the patience, because there's people that don't have the patience. But I lost my dog. I had relationship issues. I had career issues with my music. You know what I mean? Things were constantly up and down and fucked. Then Instagram went and took away. They shadow banned me and disabled my ads account. Took away my number one way to promote myself and get my stuff out there,
which is important for an indie artist.
Exactly, it's important for an indie artist. And I was just feeling like, what the fuck? It's just one thing after another. You know what I mean? And then there's some other things. There's a handful of things that are in there that I'm not willing to talk about on air or on the show or whatever. I mean, some of them, you know what I mean? So I just been feeling this year and this last 3 months especially, almost 3 months, have been really fucked for me. I've been getting maybe like 2 to 4 hours of sleep. You can't function on 2 to 4 hours of sleep, man. Wow. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was like watching Joe Rogan's podcast with Kevin Hart on there, and he was saying he can function on 5 to 6 hours of sleep, and he's fine.
He's prime on 6, but like when he goes 8-9 hours, it's horrible for him.
He can't do that long. It
throws his days off.
And Joe Rogan was saying that they had a doctor on there before that was saying that some people are just wired differently and can take that. I'm not one of those people, man. I need a good like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
I tell you though, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, I function off of 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky, and that's when I'm at work, man. That's what's rough for me because and the funny thing is that the whole week, like I want to say Monday through Thursday, Monday through Wednesday, no problem sleeping. No problem sleeping. I'll knock out like a little baby.
No, I can't tell you the last time I knocked out.
That's for me, right? I'll knock out like a little baby. Come Thursday night, though, boy, I'm up till 1 a.m, waking up by 5, getting ready for work that starts at 7, but because of the distance where I work or go, etc., like I'm up early and I'm functioning on very little sleep, and I got used to it. I don't like it. There's a couple times where I went out, just partying, whatever, drinking, and my body's like, no, you're getting rest. And I woken up late. But I appreciate the rest that I got. And I think that's something definitely that contributes to you getting anxious, getting your body feeling like you're messed up and stuff. You're
when
off.
You don't got the right sleep, your brain is struggling,
your mindset's
man.
not there.
You're not here, and that's where I'm at. Like this time, the things that I'm going through right now, man, I am anxiety ridden, like a motherfucker about so many things, and I'm not even living anymore. Like in here, you're
just going through emotions. Huh?
It's fucked up in here right now, man, and it's like, I'm not one to take. I don't like to take prescription pills. I'm not one of those people that.
That's another.
I don't
thing,
like
man.
to do that. You know what I mean? So I smoke weed and everything. I always have though. It's always been my saving grace. I'm not one of those guys like. I mean, you've seen me. If you know me, you've seen me promote weed a lot in the past and things like this and that. We've had dispensaries.
The devil's lettuce.
but I'm not a smoker. Like, I don't smoke in the day, and I've always been that way. That's not
Which is weird, man.
I don't know. It's just my thing. I don't like smoking in the daytime. I smoke at night when I know I got nothing going on. I can relax and I can chill. Not because like I get real high and I start acting stupid. Not anything like that.
Oh no, it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with getting high and ordering chips from like the UK and stuff like that. That were horrible, by the way.
I did do that though.
I didn't mean to put you out there like that.
No,
but
I did do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm at home. I'm in my own home. I'm not out doing nothing stupid. Not that I feel like weed is like a drug. It doesn't do that. I'm not saying that.
Nah, 100% it's not, man.
I'm not like a stoner or pothead that your
that
typical
can't function.
that can't function. That's out there getting stupidly high and not doing shit. Like, I mean, I used to smoke in the day and work and do what I had to do. But nowadays, for a long time now, I like to smoke at night, chill, play some games, do whatever I got to do. If I'm going out at night, like if I'm going to Disneyland or something, you know how we used to do. I get high, go to Disneyland, have a good time.
We used to get high
at
Disneyland.
I used to get high at Disneyland, but that's a whole other thing.
We got in trouble for that a couple times, man.
But you know what I mean?
But that's
I like to do that. But weed was always my, okay, I'm gonna smoke a joint or two. I'm not a bong guy. A pipe, whatever. You know what I mean? And I lay down, relax. I feel good. I knock myself out.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on, but these last 3 months, that stopped working.
But you know what it was?
I know you build tolerances. My bad, real quick.
Yeah.
I know you build tolerances. I'm not an idiot. Before someone says like, you built the tolerance. Like I understand. I understand tolerance. Believe me, we've had dispensaries. We know the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a tolerance issue. It's.
You know what it was for me? Because I stopped smoking. I haven't been high like in 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. I almost felt myself getting dependent on smoking. And this is me personally. Not that it happens to everybody, because it doesn't. And it wasn't so much that I was becoming dependent on getting high, but I was counting on getting high to get me through everything. And I wasn't dealing with shit. Yeah. That's just because that was my way to kind of shield myself from everything and I'll just get fucking high, man. I'll roll up.
Just in the same way an alcoholic is, I'm just going to drink so I don't have to worry about that shit.
Which at that time in my life, man, like I was having fun, man. We're riding the fucking wave. Like we're having a good time.
Man. If you guys knew, we were rolling
and those
and making a lot of dumb choices.
Those that know. I'm not gonna put everything out there, but we're lucky to be here, man. Lucky to still be able to enjoy this and start this podcast and stuff like that. But I wasn't enjoying being high no more. I was just getting high just for the fuck of being high. Yeah. And I did that with a lot of stuff though, man. Like I started drinking just to drink. Yeah. Because like I was looking in a sense for an escape, for something whatever to get away from. Yeah. Which again, I'm not gonna put everything out there because it does involve certain people. Yeah. And whoever hears this and think it's about them, don't think it's a shot at anybody. It's just at that time in my life, that's just how I was processing stuff. And now that I've kind of stepped away from it, I feel that if I ever do go back to smoking or whatever the case may be, I'll actually maybe be able to enjoy it. Yeah. I'm definitely in a different place in my life where I'm able to enjoy things. I had to sit back, and that's when I started noticing though, man. When I stopped getting high, when I stopped drinking as heavily as I was, I started noticing a lot of the issues that I didn't want to accept. Mm-hmm. And I had to start being okay with that. Right? Yeah. I had to start being okay with, I got anger issues sometimes, man. Yeah. People that know me, I mean, you've known me, you've seen me fucking snap for the littlest thing. And it's just, that's part of what happened that day. Yeah. I noticed that when I was at the Lamo. Normally, I don't care. You bump into me, whatever, man. You don't gotta say sorry. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But I was the like, this motherfucker really did that right now. You just I was I didn't know how to deal with it because I dealt with it before by smoking, by doing this, by doing that. Yeah. That was my way of dealing with it. Now that I'm not doing that, I have to kind of learn to work on myself. Yeah. And I had to be okay with it. That was the biggest thing. I wasn't able to accept it or admit it to myself because, again, I grew up like, stop being a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. My brother, man, I love my brother to death, man. I love my brother. He got me out of a lot of stuff and gave me good direction. And he's my younger brother, by the way. Mm-hmm. But that's his attitude, and that's what worked for him, and that's how he's wired. He doesn't like to. He doesn't like to necessarily talk about shit, but he'll be like, man, just man up. What the fuck you doing, man? Let's go. It's just go time. It's always go time for him. He's always moving. He's always doing something. But that's the way he functions, and that works for him. Yeah. And in a sense, I kind of adopted that attitude, and it worked for a while until I wasn't having fun in the gym no more.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't having fun doing certain things, and I started noticing. That's when I really started kind of talking to myself and being like, look, man, you got to find a way to work this out.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to talk about it and not worry about people looking at you wrong for that, man. Because it's nothing wrong with that. You going through some shit, talk about it. You got to tell somebody.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, too. I think we live in a time right now where it's weird. Like, people are talking about things, but they're not really talking about things. Like, I see online a lot, like, people talking about, oh, I got anxiety for this or for that or for that. But do you really? Like, and I'm not downing anybody, but it's like I feel... For coming from somebody who really suffers from some fucked mental thoughts, you know, some shit, and then to see someone go, oh my God, like, I can't think of a good example, but I see it all the time. Like, oh my God,
I see it just because a celebrity will fucking say it. No, that's the whole thing. A celebrity, somebody hires somebody with status will be like, man, fuck, I'm angry about this.
Yeah, this, that, whatever.
Now you feel comfortable to do that, and maybe
people follow trade.
Yeah, and you know what though, like, and again, I want to make that clear. We're not dogging nobody if you really are going through some shit, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to, if you see somebody, maybe like, okay, maybe we could start talking about it, right? They didn't talk bad about that person, so maybe they feel comfortable enough to say it. But I think a lot of people are doing a lot of things for like
attention,
clout,
for likes, and for this and that, and it's like, man, like, you guys don't understand. Like,
social media,
I'll be straight up, man. Like, sometimes I'll be chilling at my house. It'll be absolutely nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, my heart will just start racing. I'll just start having thoughts about, like, my sleep. Like, am I gonna get it tonight? You know, I haven't gotten enough sleep this last couple days. You know, I'm tired of feeling like this, because I'm telling you guys, 2 to 4 hours. And then when I do get more sleep,
I'm
waking up every 2 to 4 hours as well. Like, let's say I don't need to explain it. You know what 2 to 4 hours is. You can do the math. But, like, I'll be sitting here, my heart will start racing like a motherfucker. Let's say I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm just going to play some games. Everybody knows I'm a big gamer, obviously, the podcast. You know, I'm just going to play some games, distract myself, because that's another thing that I enjoy to do to wind me down at night, to just chill, to relax. That's something that I like to do. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And I try to block it out by just playing some games or something, but sometimes it just takes over me so heavily. Start getting hot.
You can't even do that?
Start getting sweaty. Yeah, I can't even do that. So sometimes I'll get up. I'll walk around my house, you know what I mean? Because get your blood flowing, get something going, distract yourself. Sometimes people say work out. I do work out, though. I run every day, sometimes twice a day. I don't lift weights, really, but...
Yeah, we could tell, man.
Yeah, I like to run. I'm more of a slim build, but...
Shout out to a thick boys, though.
I'll do those things to try to keep my mind off stuff. I'll take my dog for another walk, even if we've gone on one. I'll go outside. I'll get fresh air, and sometimes just nothing stops what I'm feeling. And it's like, it is a chemical reaction going on in your body, but it to me, at least, not everybody, but it's in your head, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing going on. And that's what I tell myself, like, there's nothing going on. Why are you feeling like this? And sometimes I feel like my heart is just gonna fucking pop out of my chest, man. And then if sometimes I'll calm myself from that randomized anxiety attack. Other times I won't. Sometimes taking a hot shower helps. I get in the shower, I just relax, try to calm myself. I'm dead serious. Some people may laugh. Throw on like a lavender calendar. Throw on a lavender candle or something, you know what I mean? Or some nice candles. Light some Palo Santo, light some sage, do whatever you need to do.
Shout out to you for putting me on to those Palo Santos, whatever.
And at this point, for anybody that's watching that's going through any kind of anxiety, depression, or whatever, like, it took me a lot to come out and tell some people that I was doing, even family, tell some people what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, what I'm doing, what I have to do. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'll have an anxiety fucking...
Who could you call at that point?
An anxiety attack, and I'm not sleeping. I'll get up and I'll go fucking take a walk outside like at 1 in the fucking morning just to get some goddamn fresh air. And at this point in my life, I'm doing whatever I can to find relief for the things that are causing me problems. And I think that's what everybody should do. Absolutely fuck anybody that tears you down. Fuck anybody that tells you any different. Fuck anybody that doesn't understand. If they don't understand, then fuck them. You're hearing it from me right now. Fuck them. If they don't get it, then fuck them. Because it's not healthy for you to just constantly be told, man up, or figure your shit out, or whatever, or, you know what I mean? Or for somebody to downplay your situation. Do whatever you need to do to find relief.
Obviously, and obviously in a healthy format or
in a
way.
healthy format. Yeah, please don't people that suffer from depression or anything like that, please don't go out there and hurt yourselves. That's the wrong thing to do, man. I haven't lost anybody to suicide or anything, but I have lost I have, but I haven't. I'm talking about like family or close friends. Yeah. I have lost acquaintances to suicides or overdoses. Yeah. A family friend of mine was Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. Yeah. My uncle was good friends with him, and obviously I think everybody knows what happened with Chester. He passed away a couple years ago due to taking his own life. Which again, I don't know if I see some people, the suicide and depression community is obviously a thin line, you know what I mean? Yeah. With how you word things and how you say things. I know some people don't like it when you say committing suicide. Some people don't like it when you say took your own life. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm sorry. This is the only time where we're not going to tell you like, fuck you, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to say what I want. This is the only time where I am going to apologize and say if I worded anything incorrectly, I'm sorry. I don't know the right words. But other than saying what it is, it's been committing suicide and taking your life for how many years now? I don't know what other term you would like me to use other than passing on. But passing doesn't tell the truth.
We're not experts in the topics. We're talking about stuff that we've seen, gone through.
But point is, if you're suffering from any sort of depression, get out there and talk to somebody, man. Because like even for me with my anxiety and my insomnia, what has been helping me lately is, one, this podcast has been an outlet to be myself. One of the reasons that I have somewhat stepped away from music is because it is a fucking negative community. I don't care what anybody says. I'll always have a place in my heart for hip hop. I love hip hop. Yeah. I love music. I love creating music. But the hip hop community is negative, man. It's obviously a competitive situation. It's not built for everybody, but it's so fucking negative. The comments on people's shit, and I'm not speaking on like my own music and the comments that I get. Yeah, I'm speaking as like general. As in generalization of looking on any artist's page or anybody big or small, indie or mainstream, and there's so much negative shit. There's so much negativity, man.
Kind of bringing it back
hateful
to Joe,
comments.
Yeah, bringing it back to Joe Rogan, man. He was talking about that, man. It's easy to be negative.
It's so easy.
It's easy to
Kevin Hart was saying that.
Project your stuff onto somebody else because it'll make you feel okay. Like that person's fucked up.
Yeah, let me bring this person down.
Fuck Chaz because you know what? That's gonna make me feel better.
It'll fix my shit. Yeah. It's not gonna fix your shit though.
That's not the way it works.
You're just spreading your negativity around and hurting somebody else with the words that you say and not realizing it, because we live in a world where it's all keyboard warriors too, where everybody says whatever they want. But most of if it was a different era, a different time, even in art when we were growing up before cell phones and everything were prominent and everything. I mean, we had them, but before they were what they are today, you say certain things, you get smacked. You know what I mean? And then you'd be like, "Whoa, hey, shit! I ain't gonna say that to that motherfucker no more."
I'll tell you that right now. Me personally, I had a real big fucking attitude problem. I had a chip on my shoulder. I thought anybody who looked at me, you looked at me wrong. I was like, "Fuck you, man. What's up?" Yeah, that was my problem. I got my ass whipped a handful of times.
See, I wasn't, man. I was the kid that was getting bullied in high school, which is another thing that probably contributes to my fucking issues today.
It wasn't so much that I was looking to bully somebody, but I always felt like somebody had something against me.
No, I felt that too. Though.
I felt like that's
probably because I was getting bullied though.
I felt
so people did.
You're probably that asshole who said something to me. Yeah. But like all jokes aside, though. I had this attitude, and it wasn't until I got checked that I was like, man, this ain't it. Yeah. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people aren't getting checked now. A lot of people are scared to talk about certain things because they're not going to be considered manly, how we said. And that's just not it, man.
And that's how you don't fix your issues, whether it be anxiety. Insomnia is a little bit of a different thing to tackle, but anxiety and insomnia somewhat go hand in hand. Depending on the anxiety that you have. But, depression and everything those aren't the ways to handle things. And if you're not talking about them, you're not getting it off your chest, you're not getting any insight, there's always a light at the tunnel. And this is coming from somebody who right now, I feel like I'm in a dark place mentally, and I'm doing everything that I can to get out of it, because just like when I was at a younger age and I was getting bullied, and I don't condone violence or anything like that, but I'm just telling you a story. It took me until sometime, I think it was either my, what is it? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior?
Yeah. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Yeah.
It was either my junior or my senior year where, all right, I got bullied a lot throughout school.
Step away real quick.
Yeah,
Keep rocking, man.
I got bullied throughout all my school time. You know what I mean? Here and there. I mean, I wasn't like constantly like, and when I say bullied, I don't mean like I wasn't throwing in toilets and things like that, but like I got bullied here and there, and I finally stepped up when I think I told my dad that I was getting bullied, I believe, and he was like, fuck that, and he put me in boxing classes. And I took those boxing classes, and then he also at home taught me defensive measures. And then when I started getting fucked with, I started just defending myself. And then it got to a point where I just told myself, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of letting people do this to me. And I went and I put my hands on some people and made some points made that I'm not that guy no more. You're not going to do this to me. And it made me feel so much better, and everybody stopped. And I continued my school career without any of that kind of bullshit. The moral to this story is not to get out there and fuck somebody up. But the moral to the story is that I did something about it that I needed to do, that needed to be done for me. It just so happened to be in that way. Plus, you're a kid. You're young. Kids are kids. Kids are brutal. Kids are fucked up. They fuck with you. They put their hands on you, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do back. And I know that we live in a world now today where it's nobody can put their hands on anybody, and then they're teaching kids this and they're teaching kids that. Don't fight back. But sometimes you gotta fight back, man. Sometimes you gotta fight back. And that's the same thing that I'm saying right now with anxiety, with insomnia, with depression. And even though I'm doing my best to fight back right now, you gotta fight back too. So if you're out there and you're listening right now and you're going through something, if you're feeling depressed right now, if you're feeling lonely right now, there's gotta be somebody that you can reach out to. Whether it be somebody that you know personally, a family member, a friend, somebody on a game. I find satisfaction and relief sometimes even from talking to strangers that I play, that I find on World of Warcraft or that I grew up with on Overwatch or anything like that. And sometimes I find a little bit of relief, even if they don't know what I'm going through. They don't know me. They don't know my name. They don't know, who I am or anything like that. Just even if I'm not talking about the issues, if I'm just talking to get whatever off my chest or getting some camaraderie or some social positivity, it makes me feel a little bit better. So talk to somebody, call somebody, seek help. Don't end it all. Don't feel like there's no light at the tunnel, because there is, and find ways to go about it. I don't necessarily condone taking prescription pills. I don't necessarily feel like doctors are here to cure anything.
That's a whole different.
I know it's a whole different thing, and people can disagree with me if they want. I don't believe they're necessarily here to cure anything, because every time you go, they just want to prop you up on more pills. Yeah. And I can speak from that. I can speak on that from experience, because for the first time ever with my anxiety and my sleep, I went to a doctor because I felt like weed wasn't helping me anymore. I take all kinds of natural and organic pills. I should have brought them and put them on the table, and I could have listed them off for you. You've seen them. It's a handful.
Yeah. Busting a quick one out wasn't helping.
Yeah, exactly. And, melatonin. You can get too much melatonin and it'll have the reverse effect as well. So be wary of that. Valerian root, Holistic Ali on Instagram. I'm going to put him up somewhere over here, or maybe in the description below. Holistic Ali has a lot of holistic things that help. It helps me with my anxiety. I take this anxiety powder and it really helps. They have a lot of other things as well that help. So I've been taking all these things, and maybe I've been taking too much. I have a nerve tonic. I have an anxiety tincture. Of course, CBD tinctures, THC tinctures.
On having something to kind of calm you down.
I am actually becoming dependent on it, on certain things to help me. Yeah. But also, I feel like I'm building tolerances to everything, and I've possibly taken too much. Even if it's organic and natural, you could still take too much. And
you might need to do a cleanse, man.
That's what I've been doing lately. I've been doing a cleanse. But for the first time, I went to the doctor. I sought help with my anxiety and insomnia, and told them these last 3 months, I don't even know where I'm at right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like my brain is not functioning at full capacity. I don't even think it's functioning at half right now, because I'm not getting enough sleep. And then I'm just constantly in my own head, fucking myself up because I'm not getting sleep. and then because I'm not getting sleep, I'm not getting sleep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I'm fucking myself up about not getting sleep, so then it fucks me up
To
so
actually
I
get
don't
the
get
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just a vicious fucking cycle that never ends.
And what one thing I want to say, kind of keep it going with what you're saying, is if you find that within that circle of friends, within that circle of family, acquaintances, you can't reach out to nobody, it might be time.
Friends.
It might be. It might be fucking time to start trying to talk to different people, man, because something clearly isn't right. Yeah. I know I can count on my boy right here. Like I've told him some shit that nobody else is ever gonna know. Yeah. But the thing is that I had somebody to reach out to. If you feel that you don't, man, you don't
reach out to us, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you don't fucking know us.
Fuck.
We don't.
You can hit us up in our DMs at Side Project Podcast. I'm not doing a plug right now to be funny. I'm being serious. Yeah. Hit us up in our DMs at Side Project Podcast. You could talk to us. If you feel like you want to talk to one or the other, you can hit us up personally. If you want to start something in the comments, I know we don't have millions of followers and shit like that, but if there's
it's a way to get the conversation going, and if we could at least help one person, man,
that's great, man. It'll make me feel better too, because I'm going through some shit. I think we should. We're running a little long on this episode. I don't really want to run any longer. I think we covered a little bit here and there. Yeah. Again, I know anything you want to say before we do the little wrap up here. I mean, anything else you want to touch on real quick?
No, I think because I think this might be something that we might cut into a couple different.
Yeah, there's gonna be more than one. There's some other people that do want to talk about it. I have some people that I want to call in. We're gonna do a call in episode and talk about some things. We can line that up where everybody's schedules are on point. Some people that aren't in the same state as us, obviously. So
one thing I really want to say, man, stop being so wrapped up in what everybody thinks about you, man. Yeah, is like same thing. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not trying to like sit here and hype people up to also be a loose cannon and go off the rails either, because like you can't do that. That's a bad way to look at shit. Well, they said not to worry about this and that. Nah, I'm being be serious, man. Be serious with yourself. And there's things in your life that you need to take care of. Goals that you want to go after, man. It's never too late. Don't sit here and hold back because of anybody. Yeah. I've done that shit myself countless fucking times where I held back because is my family gonna accept it? Is this person gonna be cool with it? Yeah. You know what? And I'm taking this into, like, I know this. Everybody does the whole, this year is my year and all this other bullshit, you know, with everything coming up, obviously. But like I'm gonna learn to try to at least try not to hold back. Yeah. Just have my fun, man. Yeah. Just have fun. Just do this podcast. Do different things in life that are gonna make me happy, and I'm not gonna worry about what other people are gonna think about it. I would hope that the people that are around me understand the moves that I'm making. Obviously, if I'm doing bad stuff, talk to me, man. Pull me aside, you know. I think you're past that, though, man. Yeah. Certain things, the issues and things or whatever, the life that you were living, you're not living that. You got a good thing going. Yeah. Again, real quick, anybody out there that's feeling anything, whether it be anxiety, depression, any sort of mental health disorder, if you suffer like me and you're not getting sleep and you're starting to feel like you're going crazy, hit me up. We'll talk about it. And we talk about, I'll give you the pills that I take, the natural and organic ones that I take, and the powders that I take, and things that I find that help me. And like he said, stop focusing on what everybody else is doing. Focus on you. Fix your issues so you can be the best for yourself. So that at some point in the future or right now, if you're in one, you can be the best for somebody else, a partnership in life. If you don't, build. I know it sounds cheesy, together. Man, but if you don't love yourself, man, you can't reciprocate that with somebody else. And get with somebody and be around people, whether it's friends, relationships, family. Be around people that understand, support, and aren't negative in this goddamn negative world that we live in. Julio, tell them where they can find you, man. All right, man. G_Escobar_90. Yep. And if you're looking for me, you can find me at IG Hates Chazzy on Instagram. If you're looking for us, we've said it a few times. You can hit us up at the Side Project Podcast on like, Instagram. Share, subscribe on YouTube. And we just want to thank everybody. I know this episode maybe ran on a little longer than we usually like. We want to thank everybody thus far. You know, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 40, 400, 4,000 likes, comments, views, whatever. We just want to thank anybody that's tuning in for any reason. You know what I mean? And we hope at least this episode helps somebody at least start the conversation with somebody else. Exactly, man. This podcast has given me, again, whether it's big
takes off, gets bigger, remains the same. This podcast has given me a sense of therapy to open up and to show a different side of me and to be the real person that I am outside of music and everything like that. So one last thing, something that I posted the other day, if you saw, a little 2 hashtags that I want to keep going, and we're going to end the episode with this. Hashtag don't be afraid and hashtag don't be ashamed.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you.